Thanks to the support as a channel member, Joe Page. Here we go then, Mrs Wearmouth. First transfer window back at home. What have you got for me? You're going to give me a load of money to spend? Are you going to relax this silly under 18s only rule? No? No money? Just kids? Okay. And you expect us to stay up with that? Hello and welcome to part 8 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our season review and transfer special. No, I don't know what a transfer special is going to look like in this series either. I guess we're about to find out, but let's start off by doing the season review. And it's a season that couldn't really have gone any better. We did make a few signings over the course of the season. I guess the most notable signing has got to be Danny Pritchard, who's gone down as signing of the season. Got us 9 goals from 17 appearances, 6 assists as well, playing as our dominant target man. Changed the way we play as a 16-year-old, which has got to be a sign of a good signing. Ethan Hartshorn's the other one who's come in and played a significant number of games. I know he's 19 now, but he was 18 when we signed him, and that makes it okay. Lots of people have been saying about him. Kev, just check on the homegrown panel on your squad view to find out if he's going to become homegrown. I did. It says he's not. It says he becomes homegrown in nation at X number of days in the future or whatever it is. But it also says the same thing about Danny Pritchard, who we signed at age 16. So I don't know how much I trust that page. I think we just know ourselves that we signed him at 18 and therefore he should become homegrown. It doesn't work out that way. Never mind, Mrs Wearmouth hasn't noticed. So this is the review of the season. We were supposed to finish mid-table. We, of course, won the league with 100 points, with an average home attendance of 135 people. Beautiful stuff. And Henry Barton finished as the competition top scorer, 36 goals for him. And as you can see, Mrs Wearmouth is about as pleased as it's possible for a Mrs Wearmouth to be, which is a good situation to have her in. I can't remember that 7-2. That was a strange day. Finances are fine because of all these mysterious grants that we've been getting. We have no sponsorship deals, according to this, although we did make a little bit of money in sponsorship. We're basically making very little in the way of actual income. We're also spending very little in the way of money, but we are getting these mysterious grants that one day we might work. I imagine it's money laundering. I assume that's what it is. What I do know is it's certainly not director investment. I know that lists differently. So it must be youth academy grants because we've got quite a high level youth academy and you just don't normally notice it. Maybe, I don't know. Perhaps all clubs get those kind of grants and they just go into the pot in bigger clubs. We made £503 from total merchandise sales with £50 of non-domestic sales. Own up, who's the person not in the UK who bought a home shirt or a home mug or multiple mugs, presumably, this season? Apparently, we didn't sell enough to get the little who sold the most shirts thing, though. And this was the team of the year with the good old 4-4-2. And McCarthy in goal, a back four of Bachelor, Expiteta, Danowski, Davis and Liss. Slam Dunk, Hartshorn, Kalala and Daniel in midfield. Kalala and Daniel, of course, leaving us, as did Danowski earlier on in the season. And Barton and Pritchard up front. Can't believe we played a 4-4-2. And I double can't believe it worked. Henry Barton wins Fans Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. You forget he's actually still young. He's 23. He could be here for another 5-6 years if he continues to improve. Pritchard gets signing of the season. Goal of the season went to Kalala. Top scorer was Barton. Most assists, Slam Dunk with 22. And highest average rating goes to Harrison Davis. Most man of the matches to Harrison Davis. Highest average rating also went to Barton. Club records, Barton got 48 goals in all competitions, 36 of them in the league. They're both club records, obviously. He set his 4 goals in a match. These are all new records because there were no records to begin with. We're now setting a marker for future years. McCarthy with 20 clean sheets, Barton with the 11 man of the matches and Slam Dunk as king of the Naughty Boys Club. Kieran Hodgkinson is the youngest player in the history of the club, and Jack McCarron at only 29 is the oldest player, and he's still here. So he's only going to get older, presumably. I think that's how age works. And there is your pretty graphic to confirm we are now Tier 7. Sorry, let's rephrase it. Tier 7 is now our home. Did you see what I did there? Expect to see more of that. Lovely stuff. Apparently our defence is quiet and impenetrable, and our attack is aggressive and clinical. That is the mark of a title-winning side. Club vision stuff. Let's see what Mrs Wearmouth has got for me. Lots of you have said this down in the comments, and it seems it's a thing that I can't control. The club vision to only sign players 18 and under is gone. Obviously, we're going to continue to stick to that, but it's not on there as club vision anymore. I don't know if we can we add... We can only add competition objectives. We can't add club culture stuff. So although it's gone from here, we're going to keep with the rule. We can only sign players aged 18 and under. She wants us to play attacking direct football, but also counter-attacking football and make the most of set pieces. We're going to take the counter-attacking thing off. So I don't see how we can be attacking and counter-attacking. I've seen that in a couple of saves now this year. It makes no sense. She's also looking for us to win promotion again. And then within 2 years... Get established into the Vanarama North South. Is that what that means? Yeah, promotion by winning the league, build on promotion. Yeah. So we've got to get promoted this year. She's not asking for much, is she? She realises I can't sign players, doesn't she? And I've got to do it with counter-attacking because she's not letting me take that off. Brilliant. Thanks, Mrs Wearmouth. Great stuff. Yeah, we'll do that then. We'll attack and... Good job. Good job she doesn't know anything about football. And we'll attack and counter-attack at the same time, Mrs Wearmouth. It'll be fine. Slam Dunk and Henry Barton are their team leaders, which I can get on board with. They're two of our best players. Although according to this, Slam Dunk isn't, because Van der Laan's apparently the best left winger, unless they know something I don't. And Slam Dunk is on his way out of the club. But it does confirm the areas we need to strengthen. Of course, you got to take all of this with a pinch of salt because we don't know what's going to be available. There should be some young players available come the 1st of July. Whether or not we're going to be able to bring them in and whether or not they're going to be any good is, of course, going to be open to interpretation. Do we want to loan out Derry John Allinson? Is it risky to loan a player out this early? He's our 10th best striker. You know what? Bless him. He's only on a £5 a week and they want to pay 60%. What? How's 50%? £2, Skelmersdale. I want £2.50, please. Don't do me out of my 50p. We'll accept that though. We'll let him go on loan. Right. The plan then is it pretty much is wait the 1st of July. I still am not going to be using the player search screen in this save because I don't like it. I don't like to use it. Our youth category's been downloaded from a 2 to a 3, which I guess means lower grants this coming season. It's going to cost us $215,000 a year to run. To be honest, I can understand that. We couldn't afford to run a category 2 youth setup. I don't think that actually changes the infrastructure. I think it just... I'm not really sure what youth level does, but we've still got excellent training facilities, great youth facilities, adequate academy coaching, and exceptional youth recruitment, which really, I think that's the really important part, exceptional youth recruitment, is we just want to be getting the players that would have gone to Peterborough ordinarily. Danny Pritchard signed a contract, which is handy. He's in for the year. And there's a player who's 18 years old and at West Ham. I mean, this kind of player would be lovely, but what are the chances of him coming to us? Who else wants him? I mean, maybe. I don't really want to be signing him directly off of West Ham, though. I want to wait until he's available for free, but see, he's not scout. I want to trial him. Can we take him in on trial? 1 week trial is no use at all, Kev. You know that. But it'll have to do. Finance-wise, we're good. We've got plenty of budget. And I guess we just take in any 18-year-old or under who's available on a trial. If the players are available, we'd obviously like a right winger, we'd like a couple of midfielders, and we'd like a defence and a goalkeeper. We'd like a bit of everything. I just don't know what we're going to be able to get. And that's where the fun begins, boys and girls. Well, here's an interesting thing, because Kieran Hodgkinson is in on a contract for 2 years on his youth contract. We've been offered a pathetic amount of money by Crystal Palace, £650. But I do know from doing these lower league saves in the past, it doesn't have to go much above that before the board step in and say, yeah, we'll have that. Hopefully, because we've got a decent balance, it will be a higher amount. But I'm not considering taking this. But I am looking at the fact it's got a 40% sell on and just wondering, at what point, what is the level that we say, yeah, we'll take the 40% sell on? Because if he was to go to Palace now for next to nothing, and even if they were to sell him for £500,000 in 2 years' time, that's like £200,000. That's a big thing for us. Should we just be silly and say, give us £1 million? We don't want to sell him. I'm not interested. We already are restricted on who we can bring in. I don't want to be selling my best players as well. Right, we have made it through to the 1st of July. So far, relatively unscathed. We've lost Patrick Liss. I don't think that's a major loss. But we are starting to get offers for some of our other players. McCarron looks like he's probably on his way out of the club, and we're powerless to stop him. He's not got any interest in signing a new contract with us. Harrison Davis and Kieran Hodgkinson are the two who are attracting offers from other clubs. They're both on youth contracts. Davis expires at the end of this season, Hodgkinson at the end of the season after. I'm inclined to just leave them both on the youth contracts and hope we get promoted to a level where we can keep them unless we get a big offer. But clubs are offering £0 for Harrison Davis. We're getting offers for £0, and I have no interest in letting him go for £0. So this is what the squad looks like before we go out and try and find kids to fill up the squad with. And now we're going to do the usual going and grabbing the director of football and saying, hey, director of football, what have you got for me in the way of under 18s? And this is the thing, because we can't specify age with him. And now the club vision thing has come off. There's going to be nothing stopping recommendations for older players. So it's going to be a long process, because we're not getting many here who are 18 or under. I was kind of hoping we'd have loads of options here. Oh, okay. Terrell Whitaker, we had him in non-league to legend, and he's 18. He's definitely getting a trial. Hopefully we've got some boys scouted as well. See, he can have a trial. He can't because he's 19, 22. We're just discarding. There's no point in continuing to keep the older ones on the shortlist, so we just discard them. And then we go back. I've probably lost this list now, haven't I? Right, I'll redo that. And we'll, oh no, there we are. We'll offer trials to the 8 or 9. In fact, it's there, isn't it? It's not even 8 or 9. It's 6 of them who are under 18, so they can have trials. We have just done some quite good business. The only problem is we're spending almost all of our wage budget now. We've not got much left to finish this squad, but we have brought in about, oh, hold on. No, oh, he is 18. We'll have a bit of that. Discard. Trial. Okay. And we have brought in quite a few players, which is lovely. Jack McCarron's gone to Notts County, which is a little bit of a shame, especially because we'd have paid him more money than that. Yes, he's gone to League Two, but we would have paid him more than that if he'd have stayed. But he has moved on. But we've signed 8 players. We had a couple already on our shortlist as well, in addition to the ones that the director of football recommended to me. So we've got Mika Bireth, who is another target man, 18 years old, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. We are blessed with a lot of strikers now. He's come in from Fulham. Callum Casey is a central midfielder who can also play defensive midfield, centre-back, right-back, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. He's from Tottenham. Teddy Davey, who I think I've had in a previous save. I don't remember who or when or why or how. He's 18. He's a central midfielder with 5-star potential who comes in from Southampton. These are largely all in from Southampton or Tottenham, weirdly. Will Tizard is an 18-year-old centre-back. Not quite as good as some of the other signings that have come in, but he's an extra body to have to play at centre-back for us. Also in from Southampton. Mazid Agungbo is an 18-year-old Irish under-21 international centre-back who can also play right-back, left-back, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's in from Arsenal. Marcus Mir is an 18-year-old centre-back, 5-star potential again, another one in from Tottenham. Terrell Whitaker, 18-year-old striker who can play anywhere across the attacking midfield 3 as well. We had him for Kettering in non-league to legend this year. He didn't quite do the job with us then, but to be fair, I think we signed him in the National League rather than in Tier 7. He's another one who's in from Tottenham. And then lastly, Oliver Wright is an 18-year-old goalkeeper, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential, another one in from Southampton. And all of that means this is what our squad depth looks like. We might have to have a little bit of a rejig because assuming Slam Dunk's going to go as well, we can bring Van der Laan back from the loan. We've sent a few players to #United, but Van der Laan's gone to #. There's a couple of others who've gone out as well. But we don't really have any actual wide midfielders anymore, although there are a few of these who can play as attacking wingers like Whittaker. It shouldn't be too long for him to learn to play there if he can already play there. So Whittaker could potentially slot into a role like that, but we don't really have a right midfielder, no left midfielder beyond Slam Dunk, but we do have some decent depth in other positions. Lots of good strikers, lots of good midfielders, defenders, fullbacks, goalkeepers. It's just wide midfielders that we need now. So we will have a look to see what else comes up. I mean, we are very limited by what we can actually find. So we can't use loans because loans obviously won't be able to become homegrown at the club. So we need a player to come up on my scout reports or be directed by director of or be recommended by the director of football that we can actually bring in. This is filtered just to the 18-year-olds who are unattached. But we've signed most of them now on trial and they're not good enough. Jake Adams, I guess, turned us down. I don't know why. Did we offer him a trial before? We'll offer him another trial now. He might solve the right midfielder problem. We just need players. We're just waiting for players now. Otherwise, the squad is done. Easy peasy. We wondered how this would work. It's been easy peasy. Right, we've had a couple more players come in. We've signed... Did we have Oliver Wright before? We did. He's the goalkeeper, isn't he? Jaden Forrester is a left midfielder. 2-star current ability, 4-star potential. He's not perfect, but he's better than nothing. So he's in. Van der Laan has been recalled from his loan as well, as I mentioned that I would. And Jake Adams is an option for the right-hand side. Again, similar idea. Not exactly a 4-star player, but he fills a gap in the squad that we need filling. He is previously of Bournemouth. I've also released a whole load of players who realistically weren't going to get in the team. So some names you'll recognise from last year. Angel, Bruno Rowe, White, Macchiardi, Buckley have all been released because they were all showing us 1-star current ability and they were using up salary space. So having released them, even with bringing those new boys in, we're back to having about £350 a week to play with, which if we go back to the team report, there's definitely areas that if the right player comes up, we'll want to use that £350, the wide areas in particular. We're still not able to offer Slam Dunk a new contract. Let's just hope he decides to stay. And that brings us to the end of the summer. We're about to play our first couple of games of the new season. Obviously, no transfer windows at this level, so there's every opportunity for us to bring in more players as needed. But I actually think that's gone better than I thought. We've signed more players than I thought we would. We brought in one more, Dean Pinnington, who's another central midfielder. He came in via Wolves. We've got plenty of money, plenty of budget left. We're still a little bit light in certain areas. As and when Slam Dunk leaves, we've got a problem on the left wing. We've already got a problem on the right wing. Everywhere else, I think we're pretty well covered. And the media seem to think that we are well positioned to go and have another good season. We already saw Mrs Wearmouth is expecting promotion. Well, the media are expecting it too. We are odds-on favourites to go straight up for a second time. And we look like we've got most of the best players in the division. Wright is our goalkeeper, Bachelor ex-Pateta. Remember when we weren't confident about him? He's getting better and better all the time. He's going to go on to be a star. Ogungbo and Davis. Obviously, we know about Davis. Ogungbo is one of the new ones. Casey, is that Casey or Kesey? How would we say his name? We'll figure it out. Slam Dunk Davey, Kieran Hodgkinson in as a midfielder. And then up front, Bireth and Whittaker, which is interesting because I'm going to show some loyalty and start the season with the same strike partnership we finished last season with and go Pritchard and Barton. We'll review if the other two are supposedly better. But that's our team, and we'll play the first 2 games in this new league tomorrow. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.